And we are with the attorneys from the Bryant Law Center in Paducah. Directly to my left, Austin Kennedy, Kevin Shannon, all messed up and ready to answer your questions regarding personal injury at 1-888-208-6946. And we do have a question from Walter, who says, I just don't understand the difference between uninsured and underinsured and wonder why it's important to have either or both coverages. What do you think, Austin?
Well, I'd start with this. They are exactly what they sound like. So uninsured is a case where, say you're in a hit and run accident or an accident where the other driver does not have any motor vehicle insurance. In cases like that, you're stuck because you're having to pursue a claim against somebody who doesn't have insurance, and just making a generalization that I feel is, holds fairly true is that people that don't have car insurance generally don't have any kind of money or assets to go after personally. So you're stuck looking at your own uninsured policy with the vehicle, the insurance of the vehicle you were in at the time of the accident or in the household. I would say on that, usually, or in Kentucky, you have to actually opt out or sign out saying you do not want uninsured motorist coverage, which is different than underinsured motorist coverage, which you actually have to pay for and specifically request. I mean, you pay for both, but you specifically request underinsured motorist coverage. Another common thing there is that I want to say around 20% of the vehicles in Kentucky are not insured, they're uninsured. And the majority of those that are even insured are insured by the very minimum in Kentucky, which is $25,000. So that's the reason you want to definitely have uninsured and have underinsured, and have more than just, I'd say, a minimum amount of underinsured, which is $25,000 again, just because, again, the chances of you getting in a wreck and someone not being insured or having the bare minimum of liability coverage, again, $25,000, is higher than you'd think and higher than you'd want.
Becky says, my car was totaled in a wreck that was not my fault, and I still owe more money on it. The insurance company only wants to give me book value. Do I have any options here?
Unfortunately, you don't really have any options, and that comes as a surprise to a lot of people when they're upside down on their loan, as it sounds like you are. You owe more on the car than it was actually worth. The law requires compensation only for the reasonable value of the totaled vehicle. So I guess it's an effort to be fair. You can't control the business decisions that other people make, and they shouldn't be responsible for the business decisions that you make. And unfortunately, people get stuck in this situation. They have an accident, they've borrowed more on their car than their car was actually worth. It seemed like something they needed to do at the time, but then they have a wreck and the car is totaled. You're only going to get the reasonable value of the vehicle. So sorry to have to bear the bad news on that.
Kevin, I see your question, but we don't have enough time to get an answer. The good news is that we'll be back on the other side of the break, and we'll have an answer to that question shortly. And if you have a question, feel free to give us a call at 1-888-208-6946.